The war between Israel and Hamas, which has killed thousands, has been going on for over a month. The Islamic State and Al-Qaeda congratulated Hamas on its October 7th attack against Israel. There have been fears that the ongoing conflict might spill over.
In just the past few weeks, multiple foreign terrorist organizations have called for attacks against Americans and the West.
And the signs of a spillover are already visible. So will the West see a fresh wave of extremist violence, a new global jihad? Welcome to Dark World. Let's talk about this. Over the years, jihad has been used by resistance, liberation and terrorist movements to legitimate their cause. As Hamas went on a rampage against Israel, the Islamic State called for attacks against Jews globally, specifically in the West. Al-Qaeda meanwhile called on Muslims to gather against Jews and their allies. Days after the Israel-Hamas war started, two European nations, France and Belgium, saw extremist attacks linked to the Islamic State. In France, a high school teacher was stabbed by a former student who swore allegiance to the Islamic State. The attacker also made a marginal reference to the Israel-Hamas war before stabbing the teacher. In Belgium, a Tunisian illegal migrant killed two Swedish football fans. The attacker, who claimed he was a member of the Islamic State, was shot dead days later. There has been a surge in anti-Semitic incidents in several European and North American countries since the Israel-Hamas war started. This has prompted police to ramp up security at Jewish schools and synagogues. Recently, an ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin warned of a new world war that would see the West pitted against Muslims. Heads of the FBI and the MI5 jointly warned that the Israel-Hamas war could raise the threat of domestic terror attacks.
We assess that the actions of Hamas and its allies will serve as an inspiration, the likes of which we haven't seen since ISIS launched its so-called caliphate several years ago. The Jewish community is targeted by terrorists really across the spectrum.
The Israel-Hamas war is intensifying with each passing day. Europe has already seen recent terror attacks linked to extremism. Now, will these spread to the United States? Clearly, a new global jihad will be one of the unwanted results of the Israel-Hamas war. Can the West handle the repercussions? Share your thoughts in the comments.